Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Omori. Only 2 days left before Omori moves. Huzzah! We gotta get all of our trauma dumped out before then, so.
Do the parents ever play a part in the story at all? Do they explain where they are, what their reaction to all this is, etc.?
Well, nothing's going on, really, in the real world, so.
Well, I mean, their kid's been sitting in his room depressed for 4 years. Oh, well, that's his mom. You're talking to him right now.
Well, voicemail anyway.
There is some implication that Sunny's mother is not the most hands-on parent in the universe, to put it politely.
Yeah.
But it's tough to tell what aspects of that are real and what aspects of that are just part of the psychological fuckery that the game uses.
Hello.
What character is that supposed to be?
That's Kel.
Okay.
He came to get us again today.
Wait. Did we just, did the room reverse itself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was weird.
And the town is called Far Away.
Yes.
Huh. Kel smells. Come on, Aubrey.
You took care of it, though, so.
You can think of a better insult at age 14 than that.
I'm gonna say, actually, cleaning up chalk is not that instantaneous a process. It actually takes quite a while.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, actually.
Unless you got, a high-pressure hose or something. That'll do it.
Well, a regular hose will wash it off pretty quick.
If you do the trick with your thumb to make it, to close the opening and make it spray, that would probably work too.
Yeah.
So these real world sections, are they fairly linear?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's side stuff to do in that doesn't really affect the ending, but it is something that will change the small little details in the ending if you do something, but it's not important.
Ah.
Can you go into the houses and talk to people or no?
That depends on the house.
I like how, because every video game character ever has to always be running everywhere, this closed-off, introverted kid is jogging left and right like he's got urgent business everywhere he goes.
I mean, the default walking speed, though, in most games is just... It's just so slow. Oh my god. I do like the detail that you can see, the chalk... Not chalk, the marker fade through. That's pretty cute. But if you think about how fast you walk in real life and then scale that to a video game, it's just unbearable. You really do need to be at the speed of what running would normally be like in the real world, even if it doesn't really make that much sense that you would be sprinting from place to place.
Well, I mean, that's mostly true because the game worlds in 3D specifically are so goddamn large. It makes even running feel slower than it does in a 2D game like this. You know?
Yeah, most running in these sorts of games feels a good bit faster. Like in Pokemon, the old Pokemon games, when you put on the running shoes, it's normally a fairly substantial speed boost. And then when you get the bike, it's even faster than that.
In Pokemon, walking is fine enough.
Yeah, the normal walking speed is fine. I think it feels a little bit worse when you're playing Gen 4 because the game just runs generally a little slower.
Yeah.
It's more just that when you're outside, you're always running. So when you go to those select indoor places where you're not allowed to run, the game just feels like it's suddenly a lot slower for no reason.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like when you've gotten like one of the like a negative power up.
What?
In a platformer.
What? What?
Figments.
Was that a memory?
Yeah.
Oh.
You got trash.
So what's real and what's not real?
It's still a bit weird for Sunny.
Does giving him money do anything?
If you give him enough, something happens, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not doing it because he's kind of a jerk. You got $6 for the trash.
Excellent.
Got more trash.
I do love how people are just like taking the time to bag up their trash and then go to the park and dump it in the middle of the park.
Why was the dollar sign? Oh, I get it. It's because of the way RPG Maker handles inventory messages, I guess. But it was written like $1.00 which is a notation I mostly associate with scam ads on mobile, where they show you a fake PayPal page to show how much money you'll make playing this fake game. And it's like $3,000, but the dollar sign is on the wrong side, so you know it's just been made by some random ass foreign company.
Okay. Hear me out. The dollar sign should be on the right. And here's why, okay? You don't say, I've got $5. You say, I've got $5. So the dollar sign should be on the right. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'll be here all week.
Okay, but counterpoint. All numbers are things that you read all at once and not in the order that they're written. You don't read them digit by digit. You read the entire number, you know?
When they get big enough, you have to go digit by digit. Like, once you get to, like, 5 digits or more, it's not, like, you have to stop and actually... You're at that point, I personally, at the very least, can't just process the whole thing as one number, and I have to be like, okay, $22,173.
The point is, you stop and interpret the number as one big entity. You don't read the digits in order. You process the digits in order, yeah, but you don't read them out in order. If you're ever writing something where the point of the thing is to specifically tell the reader how they're supposed to imagine someone saying it, you write the number out as a word, not as a number. It actually kind of pisses me off whenever I read like amateur fan fiction and stuff, and every time a number comes up, people actually type in the numerals instead of the words that spell out the number, because that's not how you're supposed to do it in dialogue. Gah!
Especially with smaller numbers, like there's no reason to be like, oh, he owes me $7, and then the 7 is the numeral 7. It's like, that just looks weird.
It looks weird, but it's also like the reason people write it out as words and stuff like dialogue and prose is because the words themselves are meant to tell you exactly how the person is saying it, to give you an idea of their speech patterns, you know? There's people who say, as you just did, $7. There are people who say $7. There are people who say a few bucks. There are many different ways to speak out numbers. It gets a bit more diverse when you get into larger sums, though. There's like, there are people who will say $5,000, and there are people who will just say $5K. You know?
Yeah.
That's where Space Boyfriend comes from.
Oh, he works at the shop next to where Sweetheart works?
No, there's a frickin'...
Oh, the
cutoff. Yeah. What the... Shit. Okay.
So have they established how Sunny's been doing, like, school throughout this whole thing?
I would imagine homeschooled.
Okay.
They still haven't fixed that sign, have they?
Nope.
Wait,
It's irony because it's the Fix-It store.
now has the T sign moved since last we saw it? Or like they very slowly fixing it? It looks like it might have, because I thought I saw it like on the ground yesterday, but it looks like it's shifted so that it's leaning against the wall. Huh. I'll have to check another part to confirm that. I can't do that without closing the part we're currently watching, though, so stay tuned. Next part to see if I'm just imagining shit.
Oh, look, that guy he's a real man, so he can't let anybody fix something. He has to try to fix it himself, make it worse, and pay twice as much to eventually get a professional to fix it later.
Ah. The story of the lives of everyone who has ever tried to do it themselves to fix crash damage on their car.
Or anything, really. Does Kel's dad work at that store?
No, he was just getting stuff at the store.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I've DIY'd a few things. I've fixed a few faulty controllers and stuff. It's something that you can find information on how to do. Why did we have to walk into the pizza place when I'm so goddamn hungry?
There you see, the fact that it's named Gino's is kind of funny because there's a Boston brand named Papa Gino's. And there used to be a store like 3 or 4 blocks away from my house that I would visit all the time as a kid. And now they've only got like 2 or 3 stores in like the whole region anymore. It's really sad because I love their pizza, and the closest one is now like 4 or 5 miles away, so I can't walk anymore. And they don't deliver to where I'm at, so I have to drive if I want to get it.
Why is Aubrey hanging out with the Maverick?
Isn't she like a punk?
He's part of their little punk gang.
Oh. Wow, she has a high tolerance for silly. Okay.
So it's time to run the errand that Kel's mom wanted him to do.
Which is picking up pizza?
No, actually, it's hero sandwiches.
Oh. That's like going to the pizzeria for a burger.
I mean, some pizza places have like Italian style subs. But it looks like this place is pretty hard on the pizza, given, the pizza everything that they've got lying around, and the boxes of pizza, and the pizza thingy on the wall, and the pizza ovens, and the lack of any sandwich making stuff at all. And the random barrels, which I don't know why those are there, but
They're there because it's an RPG, so barrels are a mandatory landscape object.
Yeah, you have to walk up to each of them and press A to check if you can look in them, even if none of them have anything in them ever. Just because what if this is the one that they do have something in there?
The old school thing when it comes to that is that, you wouldn't you have to press the search key to check the barrel, but the only indication you have that the barrel doesn't have anything in it is that you don't get a message at all.
Oh man, don't get me started on like old RPGs where you have to press a button to pull up the menu and then move your cursor through the menu option to then search.
Shining Force 1 did that shit.
NES Dragon Quest makes you do it too. It's gross.
It was such a quality of life improvement when you could just press a button in Shining Force 2 to talk to people and search objects.
It's like, what? It's like there's only ever one context dependent thing whenever you're facing any given square anyway. So it's like, why do we need to make this more complicated than it actually needs to be?
It's an awkward holdover from the early days of RPGs where everything was on PC. So
yeah.
you were controlling things with the keyboard, so every individual function had a separate button. You wouldn't just press one context-sensitive key to do a thing to the thing in front of you. You would face the thing in front of you and then press the key that corresponds to the action you are trying to do.
Yeah, it's just you need to go onto a system where, suddenly instead of having a whole keyboard with dozens of buttons, you have 4. And that's 2 of them you don't ever use for real gameplay anyway. So, yeah, that's a problem.
Instead, they just give you a pop-up menu with all the actions, and there are only 2 actions because the games are fundamentally simpler on consoles, so it's kind of just an unnecessary extra step.
Does Kel have a bad relationship with his mom?
No, just usual short-tempered mom syndrome.
Okay.
Because he's late and all that.
And Kel, generally speaking, from what I can tell, is the one who's, like, adjusted the best to the trauma they all went through.
For the most part, yeah. Because
he honestly seems pretty similar to his dream self, from what I've seen.
For the most part, I'd agree there, yeah.
I like how this house is like... It's a tiny-ass house on the outside, as all the houses are. But once you're inside, it's a fucking mansion.
Well, every RPG house needs to be bigger on the inside than on the outside.
Well, yeah, but like I said in an earlier part, even when they're bigger on the inside than on the outside, they still have far too few rooms.
Gotta love when you get a whole room for yourself and your mom has to sleep on the floor in the kitchen, you know?
That is exactly what I brought up, yes. Okay, so where is... Okay, he's got a basketball hoop in his room above his radio. That doesn't seem safe. In fact, that seems like a disaster waiting to happen.
What happens if you take Kel's $20?
I am not sure, actually. And also on Hero's side of the room is nothing but awards and medals and stuff like that. So Hero's the accomplished one of the family.
Oh, man. Game, you don't have to get too real and make me feel inadequate compared to my older siblings. All right? Yes, I know my older sister's way better than me at everything. I get it. You don't have to bring it up. All right?
He's got so many awards that he doesn't have room for them all. There's one just sitting in front of his dresser. You can't get to the dresser. What you taking my mom's bag for?
Take the pepper spray.
So you won't take your friend's $20, but you will steal his mom's pepper spray? Okay.
I like how Kel's response to this is, wow, mom had pepper spray? That could come in useful. Good thinking.
Not, why are you looking in my mom's purse, you weirdo?
Well, he asks that first, but as soon as you find the pepper spray, he's like, wow, good thinking. How is that good thinking? Put that back.
So yeah, Basil's gone missing in the real world, too.
Do they elaborate on how well Kel has kept up with Basil in the real world? Like, are they still friends?
They're more acquaintances now, but he still talked to him and all that. Okay. Meanwhile, Aubrey was obviously a bully to Basil.
Wow.
Didn't we just see Basil hanging out in the park last part?
Well, this part, but yes.